Bunson's in the chat, let the good time grow. Bunson's in the chat, better watch your back. Sending LOLs and cracking up the pack.
Hey, echo to Instagram.
Even muffin the mix. Oh, Bunson's in the chat, let the good time grow. Woof, woof, Bunson's on the go now. Woof, woof,
okay, we're good.
Gonna have a good time.
We're here.
Woof, yep. Bunson's on the go now. So let the good
Paul says hello.
Bunson's in the chat.
Hey, everybody. Get going right away.
Let's get going right away.
From the cat to the beaver, even
hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook.
Hello,
hello, YouTube. Hello, Twitter or X.
Live and audio.
Yeah, live and audio. Hello, pet enthusiasts. Welcome to Pet Chat. My name is Jason Zakowski. I'm the dog dad of Bunsen, Beaker, and Bernoulli, the science dogs on social media. My co-host with the mostest is...
Hi there, I'm Chris Zakowski. I am the dog mom to the B Squad, Bunsen, Beaker, and Bernoulli, and the cat mom to Ginger.
Every Saturday, we come together to share stories of the week, answer questions, and bring together our communities, which are... We're live right now on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Twitter and live on Twitter audio. So we have 4 communities connected together with if we were to add all of the followers we have on all of those different social media platforms, close to 750,000 just about, which is pretty amazing. That's if we include TikTok, but I haven't been able to figure that out. So we've got some people saying hello. Amy says hello. Hello, Amy.
What? Amy, what are you doing? I thought you were having fun in Vancouver.
Martha Paula says hello. Holly says hello. And of course, people on Instagram are dropping hellos as well. Yeah. Conservative _strong says, I enjoy everything about your precious pups. Thank you for the kind words. And then some people are saying hearts, and yeah, so it's great to see everybody. This show, we don't have a Kahoot planned for this show, so we're just going to do we'll save more room if people have questions or stories. But what we normally do is we start with some Q&A. So if you have some questions for us, now's the time. So drop some questions. If you have some questions for us, we'll get to it.
Now, Bianca, hello from the future.
Yes.
So Bianca is one of our listeners from Australia, and her lovely puppy has a hat on that's a Blue Jays hat. So that's awesome. If Bianca and Liffy, if you guys are Blue Jays fans, I'm a Blue Jays fan, but don't ask me who's playing.
They're doing well this year. My dad and my brother are huge Blue Jays fans. And yeah, so I kind of make fun of them because they have been terrible for so long, but this year they're doing smoking good. I think they won their division actually, Chris. Like they're doing really, really well. Amy says, I'm in Vancouver. I'm in Vancouver concerts in a couple hours.
Yeah, I know that she's in Vancouver. She's going to have a great time.
Who is she seeing? Taylor Swift?
Not Taylor Swift, no.
Oh. Okay.
She got her hair done.
Oh.
Before she went, so she's looking good. Fiery red.
There you go.
There you go.
EMC Murray says hi from California. Holly says they're more of a Seattle Mariners family. I get that, being on the West Coast. And then Amy, North Carolina Amy says, love the picture of Bunsen with the Northern Lights. So drop a question. We usually start with some Q&A before we get to the stories of the week. So our dogs are exhausted because we did a big walk, which we'll probably talk about. But if you have some questions for us, now's the time before we get into the stories of the week. We've moved the Q&A to the start of the show because some folks have questions and then they then they're waiting and waiting, and we never get to their questions. Amy says the Blue Jays won tonight against the Yankees. Oh.
Amy keeps up with all things sports and all things Harry Styles and all things murder mystery. I don't know how she has enough time in her life to fill with all that stuff.
So we do have a question from Paula. Does Bernoulli now want to go to Sally's, the doggy day camp, every weekend? Or do they want to stay at the Holiday Inn with a real bed and refrigerator? So I think Paula's referencing some of the fun stuff we got to do for Red Deer Tourism this week. No, last week. That was last week. And one of the
it was last Saturday, but it was after. Oh yeah, I guess we talked about it at Pet Chat.
Yeah, that was what a week. Every week we've had busy weeks for like months at a time. So I'm not feeling 100%. I think I'm starting to get sick. So so
the man cold is coming to our house.
Yeah. So I hope I don't get sick. I felt really crummy this morning, but I sucked it up to do a thing. But I didn't have it in me to go to Sally's Play Center, but it's amazing. I think it's a really good place to go for the dogs because they've got lots of fun jungle Jimmy things to do. Plus they got that dock diving facility, which is the one we go to now is closed for the season. So yeah, it's awesome. We probably don't need to go back to the hotel because it's in Red Deer and we live in Red Deer. But for folks that are traveling through, one of our posts this week highlighted because a dog friendly hotel. So yeah, it was awesome. Okay. Amy says Benson Boone. I don't know who that is, but sounds country.
It is. And she's such a country fan. I don't know how she fits all of it in.
Okay. Martin asks, what kind of temperatures are you guys getting at this time of the year? It is raining today, but it is very close to freezing, I think. So we might have gross freezing rain, which I hate. That's the worst. To give you an idea of the temperature, Martin.
Well, we were plus 25 degrees Celsius on Thursday and Friday, and then now we're down to 9 or 10. So it's a bit of a shock, but it's definitely better than minus 40 or minus 45 or even minus 52, which we've seen here with the wind chill. And that's in degrees Celsius. That's colder than Mars.
That's coming. It always gets that cold in January.
Mm-hmm.
So that answers that question. Chris, are there any questions on Twitter?
Sometimes there are, and then I go back and refreshy and I have another look. What's going on with the Alberta teacher strike?
Not good.
Not good.
No, we talked about it briefly on the lead of the podcast episode last night. So I'm pretty sure the teachers that you and I are Alberta teachers, where the whole province will be on strike on Monday. So
and that's 51,000 strong.
Lots. So we're affected, but this isn't really the venue to talk about that at all. So
no,
Chris and I are definitely affected, and it's been a very tough week. But we'll talk about the dogs. Okay. And the cat, because somebody on Instagram just asked. Eanders24 asked for an update on Ginger. So did we get an update this week from Adam? I don't know if we did. We
did not. I have texted him and I told him about the Steam sale, and he's like, why are you telling me this? Does Dad want something? And I said, well, no, I thought you might be interested in, the Steam sale. And then I said, do you have any pics or videos of Ginger? And crickets. So I've got nothing.
But to be fair, we've had such a exhausting week with our day jobs that I don't know what I would be able to do with that footage anyways. I was just scraping content together this week. It wasn't my best week for sure for content. So we're hoping to get an update. Looks like we're going to have some free time during the week, so we might pop up to see Adam. So there you go. Paul says Bunsen and Beaker would have a refrigerator filled with fish and moose legs. Yes, that's true. So the one hotel was excellent in what it had inside of it. It was a suite. So it had like a mini kitchen. And that's another thing we struggle with when we're traveling with the dogs is because they eat raw food, is trying to fit the food in the little freezer fridge. And this one was like I don't know, what would you say, like a 75% size fridge? Not a full fridge.
Decent. It was as tall as me, so 5 feet, 5'6".
Yeah,
well,
it was
5'5" now that I'm shrinking.
Yeah, it wasn't a full fridge, but it was definitely I'd say 3/4 sized. Holly says she loved the Orange and Jobless video. That audio was trending on Instagram, I think. Yeah, and then I just slapped some ginger pictures on it. And then Marcy says Post Falls, Idaho here. That's just south of us. Hello, southern neighbor. Okay. Oh, Eanders24 says, also, I'm wondering how often you have to bathe the dogs because you go on walks all the time. What's the grooming routine? We do try to, the dogs get brushed every week. They honestly do, either by Chris or I. But Bunsen's butt needs some pretty serious brushing. We did brush them out really good before the expo. Not this weekend, but the weekend before. And as well, we brushed them for the photo shoot. So they looked good. We have not done a good job of brushing them this week. So they are in need of a brush. and what happens if they're muddy or dirty? If we can, they get a hose bath. But our house is not super clean some days. Let's just put it that way. Like, there's leaves on the floor. In terms
of mud, leaves.
Yeah, like if you, I don't know if you can zoom in on the video where the dogs are sleeping in there, but there's some chunks of mud which we just haven't got to today to vacuum up. So, yeah, you can definitely tell we have dogs that live in our house. It's not pristine all the time. Does that help?
But in terms of bathing, we don't necessarily take them to bathe them, and
No.
We've been a few times to it's Pet Value. I think that they have a
car
wash, but it's a dog wash. And we've done that when we've been going to do events, just to spruce them up a little bit. But typically, no. We just do our brushing, because if you bathe them too often, it interferes with their own ability to create oils and all that stuff with their coat, and they have a double coat. So we want to make sure that we are not over drying them and having skin issues.
But if they're stinky, Chris, they get a hose bath by me with shampoo.
But it's just with water and a little bit of shampoo.
Yeah.
It's not like perfumey, anything like that.
Yeah, and it's not like they're in the tub, because we've done that before, but it's, holy heck, does that make a mess?
But I think Bernoulli would go in the tub more readily than Bunsen.
Bunsen
does the whole like push at the door, and you cannot get him in that. He's like not going.
He's smart.
Jason has to pick him up. He's smart. He's like, this is going nowhere good.
Yeah.
But Bernoulli loves the water. Like today, when we went for our walk, he wanted to jump in the lake.
So some folks are commenting, Chris. One comment is, it's a small inconvenience that's totally worth it. Yep. And then another comment from Anna G. To be fair, we all love muddy dogs. When you see how fun they're having, it's tough to fault a muddy dog, because they do have so much fun. Okay, it looks like the questions are done. Should we get to the stories of the week?
Paula asked, did Bunsen puff up or Bernoulli heard when they were on deck? She knew that Beaker was upset.
Bunsen was the least upset. I don't think he thinks coyotes are a threat the same way that the other dogs do, because he can take care of them. Beaker was very upset that the coyotes were howling, and then Bernoulli didn't really know what was going on, so he was just yelling because everybody was yelling. But Bunsen
was at the gate. Bunsen was at the gate. I watched him, and he was on alert.
he was on alert, but he wasn't barking and howling. Like Beaker was doing like rah, 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 roo. Like she was almost howling it back at them. So yeah. One more question. Joanne from who's watching on YouTube says hello from how would you say that? Cathedral? Cathedral?
Clitheroe.
Yeah. Cathedral, Minnesota. MN, Minnesota. Love you guys. Miss Ginger, like everyone. Miss Ginger, like everyone. Yes, we miss her. Have you found a fur baby yet? Definitely looking. Yep. We're definitely looking. No cats yet.
We have not found the perfect kitty.
Yeah.
Today I went into PetSmart to look for a harness for Bernoulli, and then I definitely walked by the kittens that were in on display for rescue, and none of them were the right cat.
Yeah. One more question. How's the water therapy going with Bunsen? That probably will lead into our story. He didn't go this week just because we were so swamped to take him, but he's going to start that. Like I think the goal is to go one day a week, right? Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1 day a week.
Yeah, I wanted to take him kind of a few times just to get him used to it, and also it kind of is like a buildup of, you know, like I know when I went to physio, I was like once every 2 weeks, and then I was once every 3 weeks, and then I was once a month girl, and after that, like I go more for maintenance. But I haven't gone for a long time because I'm feeling great. But for Bunsen, I wanted to kind of get a little bit of front loading in, and I guess I didn't book any more appointments, which I should have at the time while I was there. That's the best time to book. I didn't, and it's just been a very busy, stressful time, and we didn't take him.
There we go. Oh, and Joanne said she got her spaghetti shirt. Yeah, that's a cute graphic. Yay. Okay. I think we'll get to the stories of the week. Do you want to go first, Chris?
Sure. I can talk about the Northern Lights.
Sure.
So that happened the other day. It was a bit of a surprise that there was some cosmic activity happening. But Bunsen's been kind of doing the whole I need to go pee a lot again. So I'm glad that we might have some time to be able to take him to the vet this week to have that checked out, to see if he is kind of having another one of those bladder infections or what's going on, because he's not doing I'm urgent at the door, but he is peeing a lot. So I do want to get that looked at and talk about that with the vet. And I just happened to take him out again, and we looked up and there were the lights, and I was able to get some pictures of him and I, which I really like. I really like being able just to connect with him. I actually can't take out all 3 dogs at once. It's too much. So I was just enjoying my time with him.
Yeah, you got
Northern Lights, and it was a surprise. And then when I showed you the pictures, Jason, you're like, "What? There were Northern Lights?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but they were there and gone."
Yeah,
like in a flash.
That's what happens though. Like they come and then they go, and you just never know. So like you never know when you're outside, you could see them, and sometimes they're fleeting. And sometimes they last for a long time. Sometimes they do last for a long time. These ones were here and gone in 10, 15 minutes, something like that.
I think pretty much by the time I was outside and took some pictures, they had faded considerably. Yeah. And then when I went inside, I went to look at the window to see if I could tell you about them, and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to get your hopes up. So I only told you later.
Oh, it's okay. It's super cool. And you just never know. It's always exciting. On a clear night, you go outside and you never know if there's going to be Northern Lights. And we're very lucky living outside of the city. So there's very little light pollution, except, there's like light towers to the north, which sometimes screw with you can see it in the photos I shared there. Yeah, they're very cool. Love the Northern Lights. Okay, the other story I think of the week is how well Bunsen did on the wagon walk today. So Wag and Walk is like a pack walk with Waggles, and Waggles is the dog training school and dog daycare that we love in here in Red Deer. And every Saturday, usually it's a community member hosts the walk, right? Like they rotate around, and
Mhm.
you just go for, it's about an hour, right? 45 minutes to an hour. Like it's a long walk.
Yeah.
And then yeah, you go as a pack. And it has been really, really good for Bernoulli and Beaker because they need extra leash practice. Bernoulli especially, because we're on the farm and they're usually off leash, and we don't take, like, their walks are off leash, so they haven't had the manners that a city dog would have on leash. So they need more practice with that, and they're getting better every single week. And we took Bunsen today, and he's been not part of it because we didn't know how he would do on a long walk like that. And he came and he did great, and he's doing fine. You can see he's just chilling next to Bernoulli. So we were so happy he was there. And he's kind of he kind of is a calming effect on Bernoulli, because Bernoulli, the first like 5 minutes of the walk can be pretty wild, like really excited because he's still a puppy. And Bunsen kind of calms him down a bit. Like Bunsen's energy is like, what do you say, Chris? One speed? He has one speed right now.
He has one speed, but the speed that he goes is, I want to be first. I want to
Yeah.
be the leader of the pack.
Yeah.
He will strategically, it's like the 1,000-meter run. When you watch it on TV and people are strategically trying to get in the lane and get on the inside and get to the front. Yeah, you can watch Bunsen triangulate trying to figure that out. And then once he's at the front, then he goes one speed, the Bunsen plodding speed. But he has to be first. He's such a good boy. I love him.
Yeah, he did great. So I'm just so happy that the three of them are together. Like, it was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool. And Beaker is, sometimes she's a little barky at the start, kind of a holdover from her poor manners of being a COVID puppy. And today she was great. Like, she hardly barked at all. She was just ready to go.
She was so excited to see everybody and to see the other dogs.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And then Chloe was there. So I don't know, probably the Waggles people aren't watching this, but Chloe is another golden retriever, and we love Chloe. She's a sweetie. She's like a
sweetheart. She's a year, yeah, she's younger than her. But she also comes with I think some holdover from COVID as well. Yeah. But we love her. She's such a sweetheart. Yeah. And it was just really good to go together. And there's been a few times, like if I'm taking Beaker and Bernoulli to Waggles on our doggy daycare day, Bunsen looks so sad to be left home by himself. And actually, he's been running out to the van to come with.
Yeah.
And I just want to take him to school with me. I just want to not.
He'd be so good at school.
Him.
He's just so calm and gentle. Like, he would be the perfect dog to have in a classroom. He likes everybody.
I've just wanted to have all the dogs with me this week. I secretly don't want to take them to Waggles. I just want to bring them to school. But I know I can't. I can't. But the thought, well, he would be a lot. He's a lot. He's a bull in a china shop. But yeah, the thought has crossed my mind.
Just bring him.
Just bring them.
I was thinking about bringing Beaker on Friday. I was like, you know what? Why not? But I didn't.
Well,
Teresa asks, are you using some of the Aurora apps? And the answer is yes. But I find there's a Twitter and Facebook group that I follow. And I have notifications turned on for them. I find I find I get better notifications from them than the app, because people are posting like in real time. And then so then it's local. I can say, oh, people like in central Alberta where we live are seeing northern lights. But I know there's some really good Aurora apps out there that can maybe predict based on the coronal ejections of the sun. So, good question. Okay, Chris, any other stories of the week you wanted to mention?
Well, no, because we talked about Sally's last week. I
Mhm.
handed out those coupons to my teacher friends that we got, and I'm like, "Can I interest you in coming to Sally's
Oh,
play
yeah.
center?" And they're all like so excited. And maybe we'll make a date of it this week.
Yeah. I told my teacher colleagues about it. They're thinking none of them have been. So my Jackie, one of the bio teachers, she has a golden retriever named Murphy, and then the other bio teacher, Cody, he has a what kind of dog is Milo? I'm not
Isn't
sure.
he like a poodly doodly type?
Yeah, he's a doodle of some
A
kind.
golden doodle,
But
probably.
he's
Yeah.
got like the shaggy hair, not the curly hair. I don't know. Nice dog though. Yeah. Before we get to community sharing, we did our best to send out emails to the packages that we still have in Red Deer. I think there's 17 of them, Chris. 17 we couldn't send because Canada Post went on strike. There is some movement with the negotiation this week, so we're hoping that wraps up and we can get those going. If anybody's still working at Canada Post, I'm going to call Monday and see if we can get a refund for the postage I paid. And then there's other ways we can send it. So that's a goal for this week. Yeah. So if you check your tracking number, if you haven't got the Bernoulli stuff yet, like it's pretty clear what comes up. There's like, oh, Canada Post is on strike. But a whole bunch of the reshipments have made it to people and they've been emailing us. And for those people, thank you for letting us know and for your patience. Like it hasn't been the finest thing we've done because of all the strife. But yeah, on the good news front, though, we are close to going to print with Text from Bunsen Volume 4 and the 2026 calendar. So we're really excited about that. And we have methods. I've already researched methods to ship that out that gets around the strike. So we're going to go full steam with that and their paper products. So for our American friends, we dodged the tariff for them. So we have ways to get those out that doesn't necessarily use Canada Post. So that's exciting. Even if I hope they're not on strike by end of October, but you never know. All right. Anything else before we get to community sharing, Chris?
Steve just said, probably Bunsen did so much better with taking the long walks that we've been going on in the creek. It's been practicing him up for the little wagon walk that we went on today. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then team service Roddy, Marla said, Chesney would love to visit Sally's. And we would love to report back to you that Jason and I think that the facility is wheelchair accessible. Mm-hmm. So when we went in, that was one thing that we were looking for. And there's like wide entryways, lots of entries and exits.
I think it's all
like turf, flat turf. Even going outside, it's even though it's like gravelly, it's I think still okay. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't think we can say like how much we really love this place, but we really do. And we were so impressed when we went in. It's a place where you can go with your dog, or you don't even have to have a dog. You can just go and get a beverage or some food and just play some games. We were just really excited. But then that was the other piece of it where on my radar was like, hey, would this be a good place? Because we definitely thought of Marla and Chesney, a fun place to go.
Yeah. Chris, there's a question from Amira. She asked, if you had the opportunity, would you get a pair of bonded kittens? I think if they were the right cats, I would say yes. Like if they're, I don't know, like two can't be harder than one. I don't know. 2 dogs wasn't that hard. 3 was tough. 3 is a big jump. Probably 4 dogs would be similar to 2. You wouldn't really notice the difference.
Okay, wow. I would notice the difference in the food bill. Hello.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I forgot about that.
yeah.
Yeah. 5 dogs
Jason would
that would
tell-
be tough because you only have 2 hands, right? So that you'd need a third person to wrangle the 5th dog. So
I don't
yeah.
know how the golden ratio does it.
I think it's just chaos central for them.
I think it is chaos central for them.
I think you just have to break the chaos. If you have five or more dogs. Okay. So
Yeah, they would have to be the right cat if they were a bonded pair.
Yeah.
And there's features that we're looking for: domestic long hair, domestic short hair, not short hair, medium hair, because of the dander. And with Jason's allergies, we want to make sure that we, have lessened issues, especially when we start feeding the food that bonds LD1 protein. But then thinking about a bonded pair, that's twice the hair. So I don't know, Jay, like you were very, very fortunate that you were able to live with Ginger. I don't know. You would probably have to take Reactine every day.
I can't do that. It makes me sick. Someone Enders 24. As someone with 4 cats, 2 is really no more work than 1. There you go. See, that's the logic. Like when we got Beaker, it really wasn't that hard. Honestly, like it really wasn't that hard when we got Beaker. But then when we got Bernoulli, that was a shock. Having 3 dogs was way harder than having 2. So just because one person has 2 dogs and the other person has 1 dog, or you have 3 dogs, and if they all decide to go the same direction at the same time, you go flying. So
that's why I can't take all 3 out at once.
Yeah, they're very strong. Should we get to 4 dogs? I feel a Newfie arrival. Oh, yes, I know. A Newfie's the size of 4 dogs. I don't know if Chris would go for that. Should we get to community sharing?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So Chris is going to bring some folks up who are on audio, because on audio, they can be part of the conversation. And if you have further questions for us, or you have a story about your own pet, type it up in the comments. And then, of course, we'll do our best to read it out. Okay. Chris is bringing up a speaker.
Yeah. Hi, Susan. How are you? You're muted.
It says requests. So I don't know if she's connected, Chris. Something weird there.
I know it says request, but you click on it and it says that she's a speaker. But you may remember last week when Jamie wanted to come up. It was glitchy. And then when Donna came up, it was also glitchy. So Susan, we're not hearing you. You might have to go back out and then come back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It is what it is. The Twitter X audio spaces, I think there's like one person that debugs it. It's not a priority for them. It is cool though. Like I like the idea that people can hop on really easily and you can see who they are. Like StreamYard doesn't have that we're running the video through. You have to like send requests. I guess like that's for security. You can't have this like random people that you've never seen before requesting. That'd be quite a risk to bring people up. On audio, it's just audio. Okay, she's back. You want to ask her to speak?
She's requesting. I'm going to click yes.
Okay.
There, and I heard I didn't hear that before.
Oh, yeah, that looks a little better.
Hi, Susan.
Oh, maybe. Nope, we can't hear you. Oh, Paula's waving. Can you guys hear Susan, but we can't? Maybe that's something. Is Susan speaking, but we can't hear? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear Susan. And give us like a thumbs down if you can't hear Susan.
Oh, Paula can't.
Susan, hello. You just came off mute, maybe.
Baby.
There we go.
Yeah, there you are, Susan. Hello.
So I'm wondering if you get a new kitten or cat, will the cat have to stay with your stepfather and eat the food for a while before they come into your house?
Susan, that's $1 million question. I was thinking about that as I was looking today at PetSmart at the cats, because I'm thinking, hey, if there was the perfect cat, could they keep the cat for a little bit and then start them on the food? My stepdad has 5 cats right now. So I don't I don't think adding a 6th cat is in the cards. That would be too crazy. So we would probably just roll the dice and hope for the best. You know, I don't know, because like it worked so well with Ginger, but Jason, because you've had her at home and her dander is all over the place, like and maybe you built up some immunity. This is what Jason does. He's like allergic to cashews. His throat kind of closes off and he just eats them to build immunity. So I think that's the same thing that you might do with the cat.
I can eat cashews now and they're only make my throat kind of scratchy.
Kind of tingly.
Yeah.
But that's a great question, Susan. Like we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I really hope that you guys get a good cat soon.
Mm-hmm. We do
Us too.
Yeah.
And if we have like a few days this week, upcoming week, we can maybe do a rescue run.
Yeah, we've been actively looking at all the different rescue outfits in town. Yeah. I think you came real close to, there was that playful cat, the little girl cat. You're very, very, yeah. Good question here. It's not from YouTube, it's from Instagram, but I found I can copy the comment and then paste it and put it on the screen. Linda Lou 6767 for the kids out there. Are your kids going mental for 6-7, Chris?
Yeah, they are. But I tell them, no, you need to do the square root of 4,489. And then I laugh because it's so funny.
I just embrace it, and then now I'm like actively tricking the kids to say 6-7 themselves. Right? I do too. I'm like, when they say it, that's like, a 6 or a 7. And then they're like, that's not cool when you do it. And I'm like, that is the goal, to make it not cool. That is what teachers do. We kill the cool. Sorry, Linda Lou, we're not making fun of your name. It's just this thing kids go mental for now, where they're like the number 6-7. They're like 6-7, 6-7, oh, 6-7. Whenever you say 6-7, it's like something from social media. If you ask them where it's from, they don't know. They say, "Oh, I think a rapper said it." So I don't know, Chris. The origin. I thought it was like someone who is about 6'7", 6'7". Like, how tall are you? So I want to. No, it's like a meme thing. Yeah, it's a meme thing. Anyways, does Beaker usually hang out by herself? No. She hangs out with the humans. She's very attached to people. So like she won't go sleep by herself if people are around. Oh, Chris, you just turned green and crashed. Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah, but your screen is green. What happened? Well, it looks like me. I'm glitching. Like I'm scratching my head and going blah 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 blah, and then your finger is going blah 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 blah. Oh, maybe our internet. Well, we do have there's a storm outside, so I don't know. Maybe Starlink died. Sorry. Can everybody still hear us? Thumbs up if you can still hear us. You're a green screen on Instagram. I don't know. The live people let us know if we're crashed. Oh, Paula can still hear us. Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you because you're a green screen. Okay, so do you want me to go back out and come back in? Sure, if you want. Okay, you stay on. Anyways, Beaker is very human centric, so she really will be with people. She sleeps on the couch next to everybody in the living room. Like if I've got this lazy boy chair that's my content generation chair. So I'll sit in that thing, and then Beaker will sleep on the couch, and Chris goes on the couch, and Beaker just cuddles with Chris all the time. So the burners generally go away from people. Like Bunsen doesn't necessarily sleep by people. He likes to sleep by the front door. And Bernoulli really likes to be by Bunsen. So he just kind of like wants to be next to Bunsen all the time. So you can see they're just sleeping together. I don't know where Beaker is. I think she just thinks that they're stupid some days, or just Bernoulli is dumb and doesn't necessarily want to spend all of her day with him. So she's like, people are much better than this dumb boy. So yeah. Oh yeah, people are saying Chris is a green screen. Okay, so that answers that question. Well, there are cashews. That's hard to resist. That is true. When the new cat get a science name, yes, Kelly, 100%. The cat would get a science name. Yes. And maybe part of the negotiation with Chris would be a B science name, so we can keep the B theme, Bunsen, Beaker, and Bernoulli. But it's okay if it's not a B science name. Cats are little. I'm thinking like Pipette would be so cute as a cat's name. Pipette, yeah.
Maybe Pipette, but maybe the name that the cat comes with.
Maybe. What?
I'm restarting Adam's computer.
Oh, you're on audio now.
Yes, I am on audio. Unfortunately, I think maybe Adam's computer is done for the camera.
Uh-oh. Well, it's an ancient computer.
Well, it's not really, is it?
Yeah, it's like 10 years old. That's old for a laptop.
I know. I just wish I had my old laptop.
Well,
it was a workhorse.
Your laptop was 12 years old.
It was more than that.
It died. Amy says you could always check Kijiji. Yeah, I have actually been checking Kijiji. But there's like, I'm not super sold on Kijiji because people are selling cats on Kijiji. Like, and I don't know anything about cats. Like there's some cats on Kijiji that people are selling for like $300-400. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, that seems kind of sketchy. Maybe like certain cats are worth that kind of money, but we'd rather support a rescue. But I mean, if you can't find the right cat at a rescue, I guess. Oh, Burette. Yeah, Burette was the other B name I was looking at too, Amy. That's right. If I'm going to be honest, I think Beaker came from Kijiji. I think I got forwarded by a teacher who got a golden retriever right before COVID, and it was like it was like a family friend of theirs, something, and they had this little golden retriever puppy at school, and when I picked up that little puppy, I was like, we're getting another dog. Like that. I wasn't going to take no for an answer from Chris. And then that was the lady that sent me the Kijiji link. So yeah. And we got Beaker. It's weird not to have you. Chris, are you listening? What's happening? Hello? Oh, she's cooked everywhere. Okay. Well,
I am here, Jay. I'm just struggling a little bit trying to get the code.
Okay. Do you need me to resend it?
No, I need to have it show up as a text link.
Okay. We got some. There's some comments on Instagram. I'll go back through Instagram here. There's a spray I've seen advertised called Packagin. I don't know. Verified by science, might help with allergies. It probably just lessens the dander in the air. Does Bunsen still have toddler time? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he gets a little needy at night. Yeah, he does. Myra says my kitties were free because their mom was a stray. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, Badgy Bad Gyra Liberdui. Sorry, but for the coyote poop, can you tell us more? Oh, well, I mean, we've got coyotes that live close to us, and they'll do their business, and boy, do the dogs love rolling in that stuff. It's just disgusting. But if you have a dog, you know what that's like when you're out in the wild. They'll find the stinkiest stuff to roll in. And then the science reason as to why that is kind of inconclusive. Like, are they masking themselves in the smell are they masking? There, you're back, Chris. Are they masking themselves in the smell? Are they trying to bring the smell back to the pack? Do they just really like the smell? It's pretty inconclusive about the coyote poop and why dogs roll in stinky stuff. Science doesn't know. And I've asked a couple like animal behaviorologists, and they don't know either. It's just they have ideas, but that's about it. Yes, that was my question. Okay. Yeah. Can you do a segment on coyote poop? It's interesting. Yeah, it's disgusting, but it is interesting. La Vida 2 says, my cats were free. Also, the neighbors moved and left the mama cat and her 2 babies behind. Oh, outside. Well, thank you for taking care of the cats.
So that's the cat distribution system, Jay.
Yeah, I know. A lot of Gord's cats came that way. They're like the strays that wind up on the farm. That's where most of the cats on the farm have come from, right? They're like the cats that have, been abandoned by city folk, or they're from other farms, and somehow the cats find safe place on the farm. Like they find the shop, which is warm for the winter, and then then Gord makes them pets, just kind of like works on them until they're a cat.
Well, that's Larry. Larry for
Larry.
sure.
What about Mel?
He's a little scavenger because he was one of the ones that we saved, and he's a good cat.
Yeah,
Annalise loves Larry.
Yeah.
But he is a scavenger. You can't leave out any food. And Mouse came from Donald, the mechanic.
Right. But it was the same deal, right? It was like some cat, right?
Like farm cat, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Finn and Willow, they came from rescue at the Deer Park Vet.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. So 1, 2 were like strays, but before that there were others, right? And sometimes sometimes it's sad, but Gord can't domesticate them. Like they come and then they go, right? They're around for a bit and then they move on before they can be domesticated, and hopefully they have a life somewhere else. So
like Orange Kitty,
yeah,
I really loved Orange Kitty. And we called him Okay. Orange Kitty.
Yeah.
Okay. And the little Fang, the black cat, so cute.
Yeah.
Didn't make it.
Yeah, but yeah, not all of them, I mean, they're wild, right? So sometimes you can make them domesticated and sometimes you can't. Pat asked a good question. I thought the cat allergens were in their saliva and it's a self-grooming that transfers to the fur. Are you sure it's the dander? Yeah, some of it's 3 things, Pat. So most people are allergic to the saliva. That is true. Yes. And when cats shed, they shed little short hairs, and that's why it bothers people so much. Some of it is a bit of the dander. That's another one. And then it's gross, but a certain percentage of people are actually allergic to their urine. So the proteins in cat urine, and when they pee, even if you can't smell it, it goes in the air, right? And some people are allergic to that. But you were right. Most of it is the saliva on fur, and that's what the food works for Ginger.
Yeah, it bonds to the FeLD1 protein. So for the saliva, for the dander, it's 47% effective.
Teresa says, cats know 3 strays have found my brother over the 25 years. And Amy says, my kitty is a barn cat that we raised in the city. Aw.
Ninja.
Yeah, and people are talking about cats on Instagram. Purebred cats like Savannahs or Bengals can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Wow. That's wild. There's a question about the coyotes in your area, big or small. I think they're average size. They're not little, but they're not the huge East Coast coyotes, which That's like a special breed that runs along eastern Canada down through eastern United States. Those coyotes have bred with dogs and wolves, and they're like their own thing. They're big. Like I don't want to say a weight because I'll get it wrong. The coyotes around us are like 40 to 50 pounds. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. So they're not tiny. They're definitely big enough that if you have a small dog, that your dog is in jeopardy, as are cats. Like cats will just get picked off by the coyotes we have. And it's lucky if you have an outdoor cat and it doesn't get picked off by a coyote. Hybrids, yeah, not really hybrids where we live, but there's the hybrid coyotes they're part of the east coast of North America. Oh, that's interesting. Lavita says, well, I'm sorry to hear your soul cat died. That's very sad, but the cat was allergic to human dander. Interesting. Do coyotes only come out at night? No, they are around all the time. They are not only at night. They're around all the time. You hear them at night, but when Beaker got attacked by a coyote, that was in daylight.
Broad daylight.
Broad daylight, yeah. Broad daylight.
So I brought Paula up to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Hi guys.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
Paula.
Hi. I was just coming home the other night from visiting a friend. It was quite late, and I saw something in the headlights, and then I slowed down, and I wasn't sure if it was like a cat or dog, and it kind of stopped and turned, and it was one big male. I mean, it was a huge coyote. I was like, holy mackerel. I mean, he wasn't any skinny, because sometimes we see him skinny, but this guy was pretty big.
Yeah.
But we do have him big down here for sure.
You're on the East Coast though, right? Like we're in
we're in Connecticut.
Yeah. So
and,
you have the hybrid coyotes on that side. Some of them.
And yes, and they're on the golf course, because I live across the street from a golf course. So you can hear the pack howling over there a lot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of chilling, because you're thinking, oh man, that's not that far away. But anyway, I have a question for you. I know you said the Marriott that you stayed at for the pet friendly hotel. Do they designate just a couple of rooms for the dogs, because they can't have them for all the rooms for the dogs, right?
Yep. They have a small selection of rooms that are you can stay in there. Like if they're booked up, they'll tell you, and you can make the decision that it's a pet room. But yeah, they have specific rooms for pets.
Okay, you guys want to hear a real funny story that happened to me and Olive?
Okay, go ahead.
This is about 10 years ago, I would say. Maybe, yeah, it might have been 2014. I visited a friend in Indiana, and Olive can't fly. So I drove out there with my husband, because she was having a foal, and we missed the foal by one day. It was the horse's first baby, and they usually are late when they birth, and it went like a day early. It was like my luck. But anyway, it was still really neat to see it pretty newborn. But my husband had to drive back home, and I had rented a car. But I had, at the time when everything for apps for hotels was kind of relatively new, and I used one that starts with an E, and I don't want to say what it is. And I got a hotel in Pennsylvania, because I was staying overnight, and it was a pet-friendly hotel. And I went through the app. They said they booked it. And when I got into Pennsylvania, it was pouring rain, thunderstorm. Now you got to imagine me by myself in a car with a little dog, and it's pouring rain. And I'm like, okay. So I grab Olive, and I thought, well, I'll get the luggage later. I go into the hotel, and they have no record of me.
Oh,
nothing.
Yeah.
And I was mortified. And I mean, I'm at a hotel that's literally off the highway. That is it was a truck stop, and they only had maybe 3 hotels in the vicinity. And I remember I started to cry, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, because I didn't want to sleep in the car. I mean, it's thunder and lightning out like you wouldn't believe. And she goes, well, we don't really have one, but there's a Best Western across the street, or a Motel 6, or I don't know if it's Motel 7 or something. It wasn't Best Western, because I think that's the hotel that messed up. But it was the motels. It wasn't Motel 6. I don't know which one it was. So I get back into the car, which is just busy with tractor trailers. So poor Olive was like beside herself because she was getting nervous. And I couldn't get a hold of my husband because it's always Murphy's Law. Like nothing, you can never get a hold of somebody when you really need them.
Yeah.
And it was like, cellular phones were new. So I go across the street and I'm thinking, oh my God, I think it's those hotels you see in those murder movies. I mean, it was like your imagination was just going wild. So I get in there and I thought, well, I'll just check it out really quick. And of course, I had this little umbrella and it's, again, Murphy's Law, you go outside with these little umbrellas and it just overturned and I got drenched. And I went in and I had Olive underneath me because I was underneath my coat because I was so nervous. And I said, do you take dogs? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, do you have any openings? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I said, so we booked the hotel and we finally, we had to go to this back door area to, put our luggage in. So I put Olive into the room and then it was like a long hallway. And then there was like an exit door to the right. And I went out into the parking lot, to get my luggage. And when the door was closing on the hotel room, Olive was nervous and scooted out of the door. And she was running down the hallway. And all I kept thinking about, guys, was somebody was going to open that side door with all these tractor trailers and my dog was going to be a pancake. So I was mortified. And I was younger, so I could really, run pretty well, but not great. But when they say when you have to run fast, you do. And I literally tackled her in the hallway on a belly slide.
Oh my goodness.
And then I picked her up and I just couldn't believe what was happening. And so I scooped her up and I said, oh my gosh, I said, no, I'm not going to let this happen again. So I put her back into the room, but I had to put her in the bathroom and I closed the door.
Yeah.
So she was all the way down as I'm going back to the car. I could hear those, because she was
so traumatizing 45 minutes.
Oh my gosh. I'll never forget that whole routine as long as I live. But it's like, all I can say is to people, make sure when you make reservations, whether through an app or hotel, that verify that room, because there was nothing more surprising than them to say, no, we don't have a room for you. And, we won't let you in any other room if you, that's not pet designated. So it was quite scary, but that was my ordeal in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That was my advice for the longest time, Paul, is like, if you're booking through, like in Canada, we have Expedia. I don't know if that's in the States too.
Well, yeah, that's the one that messed up on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, we've been very lucky with Expedia, but like whenever we're booking the dogs, I try and call the hotel to triple check, just to like make sure that it's all good to go. And that failed when we went up to Edmonton for the Stardew Valley concert, because I couldn't, the hotel chain, they centralized their phone call system, so you could only call the hotel from inside the hotel, and if you wanted to call the hotel, it went to a centralized booking thing. It's aggravating. Yeah. So I was like, okay, like this is all good to go, and it wasn't. They booked the wrong hotel. But it all got sorted out, but that was extremely frustrating because normally you should be able to just call the hotel and talk to the people at the hotel, and then
at the desk.
Yeah, but this hotel chain, that was not the case. You could not call. There was secret hotel numbers that they had, but if
that's absurd.
Yeah, but if you called the hotel, it went to the central booking location, which was pretty aggravating.
No, that is, but it's like I said, I mean, I don't know why I didn't verify it, because I think we did it on the way down and perfect.
Yeah.
So I made it the same time. That was the ironic thing. I had made it the same time as the departure and the arrival kind of thing, back and forth, because we were, double way, but it was just me this time coming back. And I'll never forget that. I mean, it was such a bad storm, and you got this little dog, and of course, Olive was like my soulmate, and she was glue. She was always near me.
Yeah.
And but them saying, "Sorry, we don't have you down here," and you're like, and they were booked. It was like no way for me to get in anywhere, and if it wasn't for that, Motel 6 or whatever it was across the street, I would have probably had to sleep in the car. So it was, that was that was not fun.
I'm glad that story had a good ending, though.
Yeah, it did, but it was like, tackle olive. I swear it was like it was sliding into home plate. It was like, it really was. But anyway, thanks for everything and good luck with the strike, guys. And I'm wishing you always the best. And hopefully you'll have an easier October, November than this past couple of months, because it's been kind of crazy. So so I hope it smooths out for you. And Thanksgiving's coming up, so maybe you'll start the holidays on a good note. So
yeah, it was that's for sure. From basically my birthday in August, it has been a gong show for Chris and I. So yeah, we're hoping things kind of smooth out here.
I hope so too. So have a good week, everybody, and I'll take care and just give each other a little more love and hug, because we really need it these days. So you all take care.
Thanks, Paula. Okay, thanks, Paula. Kitty name, people are putting their names in there. Kitty name Buffer. That's a good one.
Or the name that the kitty comes with from the shelter.
Maybe.
Probably.
All right, so we need to give our sponsor a shout out. As if you have any more questions or comments, type them up. We do have a sponsor today, and I forgot to talk about them. That's my bad. The sponsor for today's show is barkandbeyondsupply.com. Barkandbeyondsupply.com is a small family-owned company that got its start making joint supplements for dogs. You can save a little bit of money if you use the code Bunsen at Bark and Beyond, and skip the big box store. Help out the little guy. So that's barkandbeyondsupply.com. And I've got their URL down there in the Chiron that's going. They have a $10 gift certificate somebody will win tonight who's listening. So that's always exciting. Okay, looks like the comments and speaker requests are over. Should we go into the draw? Pat's typing up a really good story here.
Yeah, so I'm just going to put up the Bark and Beyond, some things that they have in their store into the nest.
Mm-hmm. Amy said, have a great night. She's going to the concert.
Have fun, Amy. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which is pretty much nothing. So,
okay. Drop a comment if you want to be in the draw. So we can. Jason, my go-to for a cold is cran apple juice. Oh, hey, Chris, you know about that this week.
Yeah, I'm drinking that actual beverage. It's called Cranberry Apple Raspberry Drink. It's in a made bottle, and it's 4 for $5. No, 4 for $10 at the Fast Gas. And then $13 for 6 Ocean Spray. $13 for 12 Ocean Spray drinks. Cranberry. Pure.
All right, if you want to be in the draw, drop a comment. Say I'm here.
Bark and Beyond has some really cute clothes for Halloween.
They do, yeah. Check out their
it says clothes. Dogs because people are creepy. Oh, it's so cute.
That is
I'm
cute.
going to put that in the nest. Love that. I need that. People are, it's too peoply in here.
All right. How many people are on Twitter, Chris, listening?
They have Catoween. Jason, I need to go shopping.
Okay.
Sorry. Squirrel. There are 18.
Yeah, we have less people tonight.
There is less people.
21, 22, 23.
Maybe my green
24.
screen scared them away.
Maybe the dogs also aren't doing anything, and we've been told many times that people only want to come to the show to see the dogs move around, or maybe when Ginger was at home, like Bernoulli mauling Ginger. There's always that possibility. So
There was that possibility. So maybe when we get a new kitty, there might be some possibilities for.
yeah,
Well,
we're
we
gonna-
don't want Bernoulli to maul the cat.
No, we don't. Not
we
at all.
don't. No, but
Okay,
Instagram wants it.
Yeah, I rolled an 18. How many are on?
Wow.
How many are on Twitter?
No, because it'll be unless I can win, so I can
No.
get some shirts.
No.
No.
Okay. 1, 2.
So it'll be two on top of.
Okay, so that's 2 into Instagram. All right, somebody on Instagram has one. That is Kathy Kelly from Winnipeg. Kathy Kelly 7169. Kathy.kelly.7169 on Instagram. You have won the Bark and Beyond Supply.com prize. So, Kathy Kelly, you can DM us or you can DM Bark and Beyond. I'll maybe send them a DM right now that you want on Instagram, and maybe they can track you down. It's a little bit tougher. I'm sure they have an Instagram account though, but I'm just going to go Kathy_Kelly dot. No, it's not underscore. Kathy.Kelly.7169. Okay. Okay, perfect. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah. Okay. Fewer people football season.
Oh, is
Oh,
that it?
Is that what's happening right now? Oh, and somebody said Blue Jays won. Maybe
Yay.
baseball
Maybe
too.
they're watching the game.
I don't watch sports, so I don't know what's going on with sports, but I know it's very popular for, when it's happening. That's all I know. Okay. That's it. I think we'll wrap stuff up. That's the end of the show.
Well, I want to invite people to listen to our science podcast.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a new episode out. I can change
There
that.
is a new episode.
Mm-hmm.
There is a new episode where Jason and I broke down some science about 3D printing and bone grafts, which is pretty neat technology. And then we talked about pets.
Yeah.
And the science of pet ownership and philanthropy.
Yeah. Which was really interesting, actually.
Mm-hmm. So if you're interested in any of those things or anything science, empathy, and cuteness, we do have a science podcast.
Which is different than the podcasts I post on social media with Bernoulli talking to Ginger. That's a different podcast.
But that's also very funny.
Yes. I checked today and nothing came up. I'm not sure what that is. For our podcast? Did I not? I'm sure. Oh no, I didn't make it go live.
Oh, I'm so glad we're talking about this right now.
Oh my goodness.
So it's going to go live in real time.
Yeah, I must have forgot to click the publish button. So yeah, you're right.
We did it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, everybody.
You're forgiven, Jason. It's been a hot minute this week.
Yeah, anyways, I just published it, so I can't believe I did all that work and didn't hit submit. So thank you, Danielle. I was working on that last night. Okay, thanks for that. All right, thanks everybody for coming to Pet Chat, for all of our different communities everywhere listening in from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks for coming to the show. Sorry the dogs weren't more animated, but they're tired. They're sleeping.
From their huge walk today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah, take care. All right, ending the live stream.